Hi friends, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome all. Hi. This is a shifting video. You might hear noises in the background. You might hear insanely happy laughter. Also, I'm going to warn you guys I might have to pause the video at some point to take something out of the oven. I'm actually starving. Actually, I didn't realize, guys, when I came on camera, I look so awful, guys. Look at these circles under my eyes. Look at them. Look so bad. Ugh. Ugh. Look hideous. Like a zombie. You know why? Because I haven't been sleeping. That's why. I have been trying to plan and trying to figure out how I'm going to go back to My Hero Academia without getting killed by Toshinori. Um, shoot. I can't give you guys any spoilers. I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to jump right into it too. I'm also going to be keeping track of the video. I don't want it to be too long, but at the same time, it might be a little bit long. I just don't really, I'm not really sure. All right, so you guys remember what happened last time? I got my ultimate revenge on Toshinori and also Hawks. But it also happened to be a problem for the other teachers. They were kind of in the crossfire. So it sort of happened to them. And the thing is, I know they didn't really deserve that. Nobody really deserves that they're unless they were like on my list or whatever. And they weren't really on my list. Because I guess I didn't want to feel guilty. I sort of like went off on everyone and I sort of made it okay that they were getting attacked. But really it wasn't their fault. They had nothing to do with anything that happened. All the teachers I attacked, Endeavor, Midnight, Principal Nezu, being there, Hawks, Toshinori, and was there someone else? Maybe I'm missing someone else. But yeah, there was a handful of the teachers that ended up uh getting caught in a crossfire. Oh, Mr. Aizawa. So yeah, I was wrecking my brain on like what I should do when I go back. I didn't really have a plan, but my plan was not to go to the school. I initially decided to go to the school first to try and avoid Toshinori. That way I can avoid any type of like punishment or anything he had planned for me, but I figured it's probably not a smart idea for me to go to the school since there's probably so many teachers that hate me now. I'm sure they hate me because of what I did. So I am sorry. I mean, I feel like I should give them an apology, but I'm not apologizing to Toshinori Hawks. I'm not sorry for what I did to them. Okay, so I shifted to Toshinori's house, and as soon as I got there, I went up to the door and I knocked on the door. And I carried with me this kind of humbleness. I was humble and I was ready to kind of like say sorry and really, really mean it, like a meaningful sorry. And the thing is, I know Toshinori won't punish me if I give him a meaningful apology. Like, I know if he knows I really mean it from the bottom of my heart, he won't do anything. So, it's been a long day. Anyway, I shifted to Toshinori's house. I knock on the door. Hawks answers the door. And I'm like, Hawks? And he just like lets the rest of the door swing open. He's like, come on in. So I come in and he's like, we made breakfast. Come in and have a seat. You know, we made your favorite. So I sit down. Toshinori's like, I made your favorite waffle, eggs, and bacon. Absolutely delicious, guys. I mean, it's delicious. I'm sitting there. They're like, your coffee's perfect. And I'm looking at both of them, and they both are just like, kind of just chilling. Like they're just hanging out. And I'm like, okay, I actually kind of like this. Like, I like us all just chilling and it felt like a good feeling. So then I'm looking at Toshinori. I'm trying to see if I see any sign of something like suspiciousness, like anger, like sadism. Anything I can read on this guy's face to tell me like what he's thinking. And so far he's giving me like nothing. So then Hawks gets up. He's like, um, I'm gonna go now. I have the day off. Endeavor is keeping Frodo for me, so I'm just gonna go home and rest. And I just watched him leave out the door. Toshinori said bye to him. He goes bye. He like waved back to him, and he left. So me and Toshinori are sitting there. We finished eating and everything, and I'm sipping on my coffee. He's sipping on his, but he's kind of like looking at me from the corner of his eye. So the way we sat when Hawks was there, so Hawks and I was sitting across from each other, and me and Toshinori were sitting directly next to each other. So Toshinori goes, "We need to talk." And I go, "Here it comes. What kind of, what's he gonna do to me now? What's he gonna, what kind of punishment am I gonna have to endure?" And he's like, um, "So I know that you're in love with me, and I'm also in love with you too." And I go, "Wait, stop right there." Because I'm kind of puzzled. I'm wondering why he hasn't said anything about the school or any of that. So I go, "Toshinori, the last time I was here, I caused a lot of problems with the school." And Toshinori goes, "Don't worry about that. We took care of it." And I said, "Who's we?" He said, "Me and Hawks, of course. Of course, we took care of it." And I go, "How did you guys take care of it?" Toshinori goes, "So if I tell you this, please don't go up to the school and talk to the Principal Nezu. Please don't go up there and mess up what we built and what we founded together." And I'm like, "It sounds weird." Okay. So I go, "Okay." And he tells me that. So the way Toshinori explained it, he is basically a volunteer now. He's teaching, but he's teaching as a volunteer. Like he's not getting any pay. His pay is gone. And he basically took that hit from me because I was supposed to receive no pay or something. Hawks is taking a pay cut completely. And he's temporarily suspended for 6 months from school. So he can't teach, and he's also getting a pay cut, which means he doesn't have a lot of resources. So Toshinori will now be helping him with resources. I, guys, I sat there and I crossed my arms. And I go, I look at Toshinori and I'm like, "How's that fair? How is it that you guys, I'm the one who did this, I should." And Toshinori goes, "Stop." He's like, "We said we would take care of it. We took care of it. I'm working with no pay." And Hawk said, "His is getting cut." So, and I said, "Well, what about Frodo? Will he be able to provide for Frodo?" And Toshinori goes, "He's fine." And I'm like, "Okay, well." And I'm guys, I'm sitting here and all these things are running through my head. I'm contemplating. I'm like, Principal Nezu is kind of like, you're kind of evil for doing that. Like, why would you make them suffer in this way? That's going to hurt them financially. Why would you financially hurt them to get back at me? Because they said they would take it over. So I feel bad automatically. So then Toshinori goes back to our conversation. I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "So Hawks made this breakfast for us, okay? He made your favorite stuff because he wanted you to have it. He wanted you to enjoy the food. And he was happy to see that you ate it happily and enjoyed it." And I was like, "Oh, tell him thank you." He was like, "You can tell him yourself." And I'm like, "He said Frodo's not over there right now, so why would it?" And he's like, "Because you're going to go see him." So I go, "Toshinori, look, we don't have this kind of relationship where we're going to be seeing two people. Like, you and I both aren't going to date Hawks." Like, and Toshinori goes, I'm not dating Hawks. Hawks is my best friend. But since he likes you, I'm going to share you with him because he's important to me. I've known him since we were kids, and it was either stop being friends with him forever or break up with you completely to where we're not seeing each other anymore. And he's like, "Cotton Candy, I love you way too much to just do that." and I'm sorry, but, and I go, what, Toshinori? So I get up and I come over to where I walk over to where he's sitting because I don't want him to dump me. I don't want to get dumped. I'm like, please, Toshinori, please don't dump me. I was like, and he's like, no. And I reach for him and he like puts my hands down and he's like, Cotton Candy, you will no longer get any more love from me until you show it to Hawks. You have to show him the same type of love. And so I kind of like freeze, guys. I'm just like, I go, okay. I go, well, Toshinori, you can't expect our relationship to be, his relationship to be like ours. Like, it's not going to be the same. And he's like, I can't accept it. I can't accept any more hugs from you. I can't accept any more kisses from you. And I won't accept it. I won't allow it. I said, so until I go and hang out with him, then I can't come back and see you. And he's like, I think you really need to put love in the picture with you and him because you guys had that at first. And I looked at him and I'm like, no, we didn't. When did that happen? He said last time when he was with you and you thought it was me. First off, that wasn't love. That was a trick, okay? You played a trick on me and it was dark and dirty, okay? And I don't like it. Number two, we're never gonna. And I'm like, Toshinori. And I go, fine, you know what? You want me to show him attention? I'll do it then. Whatever. As long as you let me get your love. And he's like, it's fine with me. And I said, you won't get jealous? You promise? And he's like, no, sorry. I'm distracted from the own noises I warned you guys about. Sorry. You probably can't even hear them either. Anyway, Toshinori's like, so you're going to go? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go straight to Hawks right now. So I storm out and I'm kind of angry, guys. Just like, I can't believe this crap. Like, you can't pull this on me. The thing is, if you don't understand, if you haven't followed my videos, if you don't know how long I've been stalking Toshinori, I was stalking him a year before he finally started talking to me. Toshinori and me getting together, that's like the best thing in my life. That's the only good thing in my life. I really don't want to ruin that, and I don't want another person to ruin it. Fine. He says I have to get Hawks first. I have to get to him first or whatever. I'll go over there and I'll, talk to him or whatever. I'm not gonna sleep with this guy. Are you kidding me? Come on. And I mean, I might give him that impression, but I'm just not ready to cross that line, even though I've already crossed it without knowing that I crossed it. I should not know how good Hawks is in bed. I should not know Hawks is bigger than you. I should not know that Hawks can do this to a person, regardless of how he is in bed. I miss Toshinori. I miss being with him. I miss our affectionate, intimate times. Like, I want them back. I'll do anything. Fine. You want me to go with another guy? Fine. Whatever. Father of my kid, whatever. I don't care. So I go over to the limo and I'm like, I want to go to Hawk's house, please. And blah, blah. Sorry, guys. So he drives me over to Hawk's house. And I'm walking up to the door slowly because I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to go over to this man and try to throw myself at him. Is it even going to work? But I got to act like everything's okay because I'm still going to put on that face like everything's okay. And I'm not going to, I'm not going to let you try to torment me in any kind of way that you can. Even though it's already kind of happened. But anyway, I walk up to the door and I knock on the door. As soon as Hawks opens the door, Hawks is wearing a white t-shirt and he's wearing like some red boxers. He never wears pants. I don't know why. And he opens the door and he's like, cotton candy. And before he can get my name all the way out of his mouth, I like throw my arms around him and hug him. And he looks surprised. And I'm like, hold on a minute. Why does he look surprised? Didn't Toshinori tell him I'd be coming here? Like, this was they planned this, right? So he should know something. He shouldn't be acting like this. It's weird. So he's like, you're in a good mood today. He's like, am I dreaming? He's like, am I dreaming? And I see him like pinching himself, and I'm like, this isn't a dream, this is real. And he's like, you really came to me on your own. And I'm like, yeah, I did. Sure. And like, he's like, huh? And I'm like, nothing. And then, so I get out of the hug and he closes the door behind me and I walk in and I'm like, I look around and I go, do you want to make out upstairs or whatever? And he looks shocked again, like, huh? Like, is she really talking to me? And I'm just like, okay, well, obviously, I guess I'm the one to lead the way. So I take his hand and I'm basically dragging him up the stairs and he's looking shocked and surprised, like a little kid or something. Like, I don't know what's wrong with this guy. So going upstairs, we get to the room. I like plop myself on the bed and I'm just like, he's like, cotton candy doll. I'm like, yeah. He goes, you want to do this? Do you want to do this now? I said, yeah, let's just do it right now. I don't sound enthusiastic at all. I'm just like, whatever. I'm just trying to get back to Toshinori. After you tell him and call him and say, hey, I just, I just like hounded her to oblivion or I just fucked her to oblivion again and whatever. Then he'll be like, okay, then I can run to him afterwards. But it won't be like directly after. Sounds so bad, guys. I don't care. I'll do anything for Toshinori's love. Like, if there was a way to eliminate Hawks from the picture, I would totally do it. But then, what will Frodo do without a dad? They already have a bond, and I don't want. Also, don't want to undo. I don't want to undo Frodo's existence by destroying Hawks or something. I don't know what'll happen to Frodo, and I can't risk my baby getting hurt. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm just gonna try to, deal with this or whatever, however I can. So then, Hawks is like, he's still like standing there. I'm like, what? He goes, so Endeavor brought Frodo back because he's sick. I go, oh, so Frodo's here? He goes, yeah. I'm like, yes, this is perfect. Like, oh, the cavalry is here. My saving grace, my child, my baby. Fantastic, fantastic. But I'm not happy he's sick. But a small like smirk kind of crept on my face, and he goes, "You think that's funny?" I'm like, "No, I'm just happy I get to see him." So I get up quickly, and I almost go past him. He puts his hand there. He puts his hand like in front of me. And he's like, "Frodo is sick, but he's gonna get better. At some point, he'll get better, and then you'll have to recome, and then you'll have to come back." And it's almost like he kind of senses like what I'm up to in a way, but I'm hoping he doesn't understand or that he doesn't know. So I go, where's Frodo then? And he's like, he's up here. Um, he's in his crib, but he's not asleep. He's also not eating. Um, and he won't cry. And I said, okay, well, first off, that's not normal. Frodo screams his head off. He's a screaming, crying baby. The biggest screaming, crying baby. The biggest crybaby ever. Okay, that's all he does when he's not eating or whatever. He laughs a few times out of that cry, but then he's crying because I feel like he's still, I don't know, he's still dealing with the trauma from Resident Evil. So whatever they did to him there, they didn't get rid of it when they made him like human and part generator. He's still suffering with that trauma. So, and it shows with his cry. And the doctor said it'll get better over time. That doctor died. So I go, okay, well, let me go check on him. So I go in there and Frodo has his eyes clenched tightly shut. And he wants to cry, but it's like he's like whining. He's very fussy. And he has tears. There's tears, but there's no, and his face is red. And I'm like, oh my God, my baby. I pick him up and I'm holding him and I'm like, Hawks, did you give him medicine? And he's like, no, I didn't give him any medicine. And I go, why? And he's like, he doesn't need medicine. He just needs to, we just need to wait this out until he gets better. What? Have you ever raised a kid? Like, we can't wait it out till he gets better. Are you crazy? Our child is sick. And then Hawks goes, well, he's not going to die. His regeneration sort of makes him immortal. And I go, but that he's still suffering right now. Look at how red his face is. I said, and he's not crying. So I'm like, go get the medicine. And he's like, I don't want to get the medicine. I don't want to give him the medicine. And I said, why? And he goes, because the medicine is bad for him. And I go, why is the medicine bad? Just tell me. This is good medicine. It works for, it's going to work for him. Trust me. Hawks goes, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like the medicine. Well, Frodo is a baby. Of course he's not going to like it. And he's going to cry because he's a crybaby. He goes, but I feel like the medicine is hurting him because of how he's crying. You are an idiot. You know that, Hawks? He's a baby. You know Frodo as much as I do. You know this medicine is not hurting him. You just don't like it, so you don't want to give it to him because he doesn't like it. I said, well, I'm going to give him the medicine. I said, Mommy's here. And Frodo, you better take this medicine because if you don't, I know he's too young to understand me, but he doesn't know what suppositories are. And I will drag him. I will not drag him, but I will take my child to the doctor and I will have the doctor make a special one for him, just for him. And we will be using those on him to put the medicine in him if he won't let me put the medicine in his mouth. And guys, it was just as hard as I told you. Frodo's teeth are really sharp, but they're also hard. So it's like trying to like get a spoon through I mean, it's like trying to put a spoon and a cup together and it's not gonna, you can't. So I go, Hawks, come here. So Hawks comes over. I'm like, you need to make him cry. And I'm like, you know, if you don't make him cry, we can't give him this medicine. You don't give him this medicine, he's not gonna get better. And so Hawks is like, um, Frodo is not gonna cry. Um, so we can't give him the medicine. And I go, Hawks, do you know what's wrong with this baby? Because I think I know what's wrong with him. As a mother, you always know what's wrong with the baby, okay? His face is red. That means he has a fever. You know he screams and he cries and he yells. Obviously, his throat is sore. So he's not crying because he has to deal with that. That also explains why he doesn't want to swallow food either and why he won't eat. Our baby is suffering because he's starving, okay? Frodo is supposed to have 2 bottles every 2 hours. And he's probably been there for some hours because it takes me at least an hour to get to Fox's house. I was over there for at least 3 hours, and he said he hasn't fed the baby since then, since Endeavor dropped him off. Okay, so apparently Endeavor didn't know what to do, so he just gave the baby to Hawks, who was even more clueless. So now I have the baby, and it's okay. So then Hawks is like, fine, and he takes Frodo's little finger and pinches it, and Frodo makes like a sound. And when he opens his mouth, I put the spoon of medicine in there. It's strawberry flavored. It's delicious, okay? It's delicious for me because I always had the nasty cherry flavored one when I was younger. So I give him this medicine. Um, Frodo swallows it, but then he's like kind of crying and choking up the medicine. And mommy holds him and pets his back. And so then I look back at Hawks to see, you can see Hawks is putting away the medicine or getting, his stuff ready. Hawks is freaking crying. Hawks is crying, and he's like, I felt like that hurt him, and I don't like when he gets hurt, and he didn't want the medicine, and I look at him and I'm like, look, you are the father of this child. I'm gonna need you to be a lot stronger than what you are. You're not very strong right now, and he's gonna depend on you for things. Frodo is a baby. He's gonna cry. Babies cry. They always do, and so anyway, giving him medicine, and so like I'm rocking him, I'm rocking Frodo. Finally, Frodo falls asleep, and we put him back in a. I put him back in his little bed, and you know, we leave him in there, and I walk out with Hawks. So me and Hawks are walking down the stairs, and he has his head down. He's like in despair from giving him medicine. And I'm like, okay, it wasn't really that bad. He goes, it was that bad. And I go, wait a minute. If you're acting like this when he got medicine, how were you when he got his shots? And so like Hawks' face turned a little red, and he looked away, and I'm like, what? He's like, Toshinori. And I'm like, oh, that's why Toshinori needed to be there. Because you weren't there when he got his shots. He's like, I couldn't watch them hurt him. And I said, well, I get it, but I mean, you're way too damn sensitive for this. And he's like, he just looks away. And now he looks kind of irritated because I like bitched at him about it. But you're gonna have to be a stronger man than that. I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna pause it for 2 seconds, okay? I'll be right back. And we're back. Sorry about the delay, people. I had to check on something real quick. It's not ready. Anyway, back to the shift. So I'm waiting around and I go listen. When Frodo wakes up, why don't you put the medicine inside of his food? When he drinks it, he won't even be able to taste it. It'll be mixed in. You don't even have to put it into one bottle. You can separate it because he has to have two. So it's perfect. It's going to work perfectly for us. And Hawk says, okay, I'm willing to try. And I said, good, that's all I wanted to hear. So I start walking up to the room and he's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to go give my baby kisses. And he goes, Daddy wants kisses. And I'm like, I do this and I go, and he smiles a little bit and his face kind of turns red. And I'm like, okay, weirdo. So I walk up the stairs and I'm like, and I hear him in there and he's like, I can't do the freaking noise they make, but he sounds like a generator and he's so precious. I go in and I like kiss him on the forehead. And the thing is, Frodo usually will wake up because he can sense people. He wakes up immediately when you walk in the room. So don't go in his room. But he had the medicine and the medicine kind of knocked him out. So he was like knocked out. So I can go kiss on him and everything and he won't wake up. So then I got ready to leave and Hawks goes, remember what I said? And I go, yeah, whatever. Go down the stairs and then I leave. So then I'm in a limo. He's like, so I'm taking you back to Toshinori's. I go, no. I go, you know what? Yeah, take me back to Toshinori's. So I go to Toshinori's house again. And I'm like, you know what? He's not here because he's at the school because he had to be there, even though he's volunteering or not. He's not getting paid anything, and it's my fault. And I don't know what I should do about this, but I should definitely do something. And I'm like, I feel bad that Toshinori has to endure that, but at the same time, I'm still angry at him for what he did. And so I'm like, I still feel like I need to get back at him. Like, I just do. Like, I'm not gonna, So then I start rummaging through his things, and I'm just looking for weapons. I go through his drawers, I go through his closet, I just leave everything a mess too. Like, I don't clean it up either, because I want him to know I rummage through his stuff. I go into where his gun is. You know what? Screw the gun. I'm not gonna carry something that big around so people can see. I find this tiny little thing, and at the bottom of it, it says taser. So this little black thing is about this big. It's not even that big. It's like this big. And I think, where can I put this where he won't try and find it or whatever? And I'm thinking, the worst places I can put it is where I'll get caught. So he's always touching me places. So I have to obviously be very careful. And so I put it in like the hem part of like my skirt. I'm wearing this skirt and I'm wearing these leggings. And it's just really pretty, this outfit. And so like I walk to the school, and when I get there, I see Toshinori like walking past like the windows so I can kind of see him. And I don't know why I do it. I decide to hide and like sneak around the school because I don't want Principal Nezu to see me. I don't want Midnight or anyone else to see me because of what I did to them. So like I'm walking in the school now and I follow Toshinori and he goes past the office, but I decide to go in there. I decide to go in the office because you know what? I'm like, I'm gonna just wait it out till it's quiet. I'll come back out and I'll talk to Toshinori. And I mean, I planned on possibly using the taser, but really I wanted to use the two pills that I had in my pocket because I brought back more medicine. It was originally going to be to give to Toshinori to distract him from trying to like punish me, and then all it was the laxatives. Again, I was going to give those back to him, and I felt like it hit the jackpot because when I came in, I saw like it said Toshinori like on the table. So in the office, there's a long table with like files. Everyone has their own section, and it says Toshinori on it. But next to his name is like a yellow sticker. And I don't know what the yellow sticker means. Everyone else has like a red sticker next to his, so I'm thinking it means he's unimportant or something. I don't know. So like I hear the door, like I hear someone jiggling the handle, like the door is about to open. So I decide to like hide under the table. So I'm hiding under the table, and I hear Endeavor, and he's like, "Yeah," and he's on the phone with someone, and he's like, "The little lad just suddenly just stopped crying." And I couldn't hear anything from him. He was just wheezing. He goes, "I know." I dropped him back off, and his conversation was kind of broken up, but I could tell he was talking about Frodo. He's like, "I've been watching him for a while now." He goes, "Nope, I'm keeping him." Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, I know I need to sign like consent." And I'm like, "Consent for what?" And he's like, "Yes, I'm the Godfather." And I'm like, "What? They made him the Godfather?" Like, oh God, my kid better not have issues. I swear. So I'm under the table, still hiding. And I hear Toshinori walk in, and he's like, "Oh, I got here early." And he's like, "Yeah, it seems you got a lot of work. Get started." So he started working on what he was doing. Hold on once. Actually, no, I'm not gonna pause the video. Sorry, guys. I have to alert this guy. I'm having him get my stuff out of the oven. I'm so sorry, guys. He has to get my stuff out of the oven. If not, then it's gonna burn. Did you hear me? I don't think he got the message because he went back in his room. I think he went in his room. Anyway, it's probably gonna burn. Probably gotta go get it. Okay, I'm gonna hold. Wait, I'm gonna pause the video. Okay, just hold. Hi guys, I'm back again. No more pauses this time, I promise. Anyway, so I'm under the table, and so Toshinori is basically, I guess he's been worked like a slave, because of what I did. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, um, shoot, So those two pills in my pocket, they have to go into his drink, and I'm so glad I found out where he was sitting. So while he's talking to Endeavor, they're not really paying attention. They can't see me. So I put my two drops into his glass. And he hasn't put coffee or anything in there yet. I'm hoping he doesn't notice it because his cup is white and the medicine is also white too. So he gets up, he pours his coffee, and then Toshinori sits back down. Endeavor is still talking to him, but Endeavor is talking to him, but he's not talking in a nice way. He's talking to him like, make sure that you finish all that in time. I hope you can get it done. Because, man, that's a lot of stuff you got to do. I just don't understand why you decided to take the blame in the first place. And Toshinori is like, I don't have to explain anything to you. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, tell him, Toshinori. And he takes a sip of his coffee, and I'm like, oh, I feel kind of bad. So after he sips out of it, um, I decide, you know what? Toshinori did tell me that he wasn't going to give me any of his love, but I can just take it technically because Endeavor's there. What's he going to do, right? He can't do anything to me. He's not going to, I'm under the table. None of them will see me. Toshinori can obviously feel what I'm doing. So I'm basically doing part 2 of the carnival with me getting my revenge on Toshinori, except that I'm not completely getting my revenge. I know I'm such a bad person, guys. I'm so bad. Anyway, so I start reaching up and feeling, and he freezes immediately. And he's like frozen. So then I reach into his pants and I take it out and I'm like deep throating him and I'm covering his shaft with my tongue and I'm licking him and I'm just doing the works, guys. Just trying to get him to I'm trying to get his love milk again. And so Endeavor is talking to him and he goes, "Excuse me." He stands up. But when he stands up, he kind of grabs me at the same time and he takes me with him. So then I'm sitting on a table, okay. He is bare ass, his whole frontal out, his rocket sticking straight out, and me on the table. And so Endeavor looks over and he's like, "Cotton candy doll, you need to apologize to me for what you did. You had no right to do that to me." And I'm thinking ah, right. Toshinori has me on the table like this in front of Endeavor, and Endeavor is talking about how I owe him an apology. What the heck? So I'm just like, okay, well, uh, um, and then Toshinori is trying to pull down my skirt, and so I had on the shirt I had on was long sleeved. It was a blue long sleeve shirt, and he was trying to yank and pull at it, and I'm trying to get away from him, and I'm holding the the little taser thing. I didn't want him to know that I had it, but it was because he was yanking and pulling on my skirt. It just fell out and it started rolling. So I grabbed it with my hand because what else am I gonna do? And so then he started so Toshinori then started rubbing up against me, um, the top of his shafts, and he was rubbing up against me, and I was trying to put the taser back where it was so that I can carry it out with me and then hopefully get away. And Endeavor is like, "You're lucky he defended you." And I go, "Why?" So Toshinori's pulling on me, trying to, rub against me, and I'm trying to fight him. And he's talking to me at the same time. And he's like, Principal Nezu voted on what we should do with you, and he voted a gangbang. What? But Toshinori defended you. So then he turns his back to me and he's like, "I hope you're mentally stable enough to raise Frodo," and slams the door. It's like, "Bye." And so me and Toshinori are in there alone, and now he's trying to host me up on the table, and he's like, "What were you doing? Did you think you were gonna get away with that again? You think I was gonna let you do that to me again? Oh, I don't think so." And so I'm trying to grab the hem of my skirt, and so the taser rolled down, and it went directly in between us, and so I moved back, but he didn't move back in time, and it shocked him right in his ball sack. Toshinori got shocked in his ball sack. I tased him in his ball sack by accident. And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I was like, "Toshinori, I'm so sorry." He was like, "You're so dead." And so he got up and started limping over. He's tumbled over. He's grabbing the table, coming toward me. I opened the door and I just flew out. I just ran. I was just like, okay. And I called my guy again. So like my guide shifted me out. And when I came back here, I was just like, okay, that went terrible. Okay. It went terrible, guys. Um, Missionary is definitely gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me this time. Like he's straight up gonna like kill me. Like I'm gonna probably be in pieces if he doesn't torture me. I feel like he might really just torture me real badly. Like I feel like I'm in a world in I am in for a world of pain now because of what I did. I should not have done that. Like I shouldn't have tried to be mischievous. I shouldn't have tried to and I also put those pills in his coffee. I mean his cup, and then he poured coffee in it, and um, this is crossing the line on a whole different level. I mean, and let's not talk about the whole infection thing. How he refused me affection. Like you don't do that. You know what happens when you do that. Like Toshinori, oh my god. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm so dead. I know it took me a really long time to do a video, guys, but I was busy all week and I had gone to see Toshinori, and it took forever for my video to upload. I didn't know what to do about it, so I don't know. I'm just thinking like I don't know. Help me come up with a plan, okay, of what I should do. I promise I'll be good and I'll listen. Like I'm gonna behave myself from now on. He suffered enough, because of the like. I wouldn't be surprised if he dumped me. If he said you're too much for me, I can't deal with you, and then I would have to like kidnap him. But that's like what yandere people do, except I'm not yandere because I would never kill him. I don't know what he's gonna do to me when I go back, guys. I'm scared. Um, I'm gonna bring him a gift. Maybe I could bring him like uh, I have no idea what to bring to Shinari. Like I can give him like cake, maybe. I don't know how to fix this. Like how do I fix this? I don't know. Oh, and Endeavor saw Endeavor didn't really see anything. I was still fully clothed while he was trying to pull it on. He was trying to yank my skirt and stuff down, and it wasn't exactly working. So Endeavor didn't see anything, but he's my baby's godfather. What the heck? I can't believe Principal Nezu voted that I get a gangbang. Are you kidding me? Do you know what a gangbang is? You want me to explain what a gangbang is to you? If you're not old enough to understand it, you should understand it if you're watching my channel. There's three different types of rape. There's normal rape. There's like a train. That's where a train is where you like they pass you through a group of people. It can be guy or girl. They basically just pass you down the line, and there's like a line. So a gangbang is when you take one hole and everybody at once penetrates it. So like you guys get the idea. I can't believe Principal Nezu freaking he's kind of dark. Like, but maybe he was just joking. Maybe Endeavor lied about the whole thing. I don't know. Maybe he just lied. I don't know. Anyway, I need some advice, guys. Tell me what I should do. Like, how do I get myself out of this one? There has to be a way, right? Oh my gosh. Toshinori, I'm so sorry. I should just let him do what he wanted to me. Like, and then I would have avoided that. I only wanted to take the taser. Like, I don't even know why I took that. Like, honestly, I don't know. I never really planned on using it. Like, I wasn't gonna use it. I swear. I'm in big trouble now. Gosh, I'm gonna drown in the ocean. I'm so scared because I gotta go back there again tonight. I can't stay away from Frodo. I have to check on him. Frodo is sick. I need to make sure Hawks is giving him medicine. I need to make sure he's not freaking out over giving him the medicine or thinking he's hurting Frodo, because Frodo is he cries like a freaking maniac. And oh god, it's terrible. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're notified when other videos become available to you. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Hopefully, I'm not killed. I'm so scared. You guys will hear from me for a. Oh, I have to go back there tonight. I do not want to go back there. Is there a way I can skip over Toshinori's house and go straight to Frodo? I'm gonna need that driver to take me to Hawks. I don't know how to get to Hawks' house. It takes a whole hour to get to his house. I don't remember how to get there. But I never really paid attention because I don't really care that much for Hawks. I mean, I'm gonna try to have a relationship with him, but I'm gonna try to make it like less intimate as I can. I'm gonna show my gratitude and my appreciation by giving him hugs and stuff. Like since it failed, since the throwing myself at him thing kind of failed, I feel like I don't need to try that again because Frodo was like my Calvary. So even though he was sick and everything, I'm not happy he was sick, but a lot of stuff happened, didn't it? I know. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry for the long video. Yeah, I'm sorry, but not sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna go for real this time. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.